Come up by mommy? You want to go on the chair by mommy? You want to go with Audrey? He might want to follow you. Go ahead. You can go with Audrey. Go ahead. Or not. Okay. Sorry.
No, you're totally fine. AB, I was trying to think of what you did, but then you just misdrew a letter. That's
Oh, I see that. Yeah.
how are you? All right, everybody. Hey, I'm Book Talk with Kay, and tonight we have a very special guest, Jessie Lynn. She's an author and a model, and she's pretty awesome.
Aw, thanks. I'm happy to be here.
So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
um, okay. So I am Jessie Lynn. Um, like Kay said, I am an author and a model. Um, I've been modeling for, oh gosh, 7 years now. I got my start in fashion modeling and then slowly progressed into book modeling. I still do both. Um, I am also an author, like I said, so I write poetry, and I am currently working on my first novel. Um, I have, yeah, I'm terrible at this. It's like asking, when you like put yourself, like describe yourself in a dating profile. Like that was the worst thing for me to do. Like I'm terrible at like talking about myself.
Yeah. Or interviews for like jobs. It's like, what's your best and worst quality? It's like, what?
You're like, they're both the same. I don't know what to tell you. Can I give you one answer?
Yeah. So how did you get started into modeling?
So I actually, when I was a baby, my mom like signed me up for like those Pamper commercials or like the Huggies or whatever it was. Um,
Yeah.
and my mom like got like professional photos of me done, and we tried out. I didn't make it. Um, and then I got into beauty pageants, and I did that for a couple of years, and then transitioned out of that. And I went through a modeling agency. I did some like runway stuff. I did some like mannequin modeling, which was really cool. Um, and then I stopped for a while. And I want to say I was like 16 when I did that. And then I stopped, and then I didn't start again until 2000 and, oh gosh, 2000 and, oh, I don't even, maybe 13 or 14. I started bodybuilding. So I started modeling and bodybuilding. And then from there, I stopped again. And then I picked back up again about, oh man, like 7 years ago. And I was with a friend, and she knew I had modeled like previously, and she had invited me to a an event, an open event, and I was like, I'm not, I don't know. She's like, no, just come and hang out with me, but bring a couple things. And like she knew what she was doing, like bringing me there. And then I shot with a few photographers, and then that was it. I started booking shoots, I started booking workshops, I started booking events. So it's been like that since then.
That's a fun.
Yeah.
If you guys have not, go check out her portfolio. She's absolutely stunning. She does
Oh,
the most creative sessions.
I appreciate that.
So what was your very first cover?
Ooh, magazine or book?
Either.
So I'll do both. So my first magazine cover was in 2023, and it was on Hellfire Club. Or was it Hellfire Club or Hellfire? I can't remember, but it's through Retro Lovely. It's a magazine company, and it was kind of like a like dark cover stuff. So like if you were to picture like dark
Hmm.
romance, like that style. Um, and it's just my backside, not even my face. It's just my backside. And then my first book cover is was Trapped by Teresa Lamb. Tony was a co-model on that. He had came to me with the idea and asked if I wanted to be a part of it. So I had that. It was my first cover for a book.
Well, that's awesome. For those that don't know, Tony has been on our podcast and or on our interviews before, and they are significant others, and they also get to work together. How
Yes.
awesome is it to work with your person?
It is a ball. Um, Tony and I like cannot like we talk about it all the time, like how fortunate and how lucky we both are that like we found each other and were able to like share the experiences together. Um, I never thought that I would have a partner that I could like share side by side with in a career or in like a hobby or whatever. My like I always thought my partner would be supportive of me, but I never thought that I'd get to experience it with them. And it's just a ton of fun. Like just like to be able to like hang out, at a shoot or hang out at events or travel together or um, he's helping me with my writing and like I'm helping him with a lot of his photo stuff. So um, it's been like an absolute like blast being like having him with me by my side or me by his side through all of this.
Well, we adore you both. It's always so much fun to talk to you guys, and I've never met two more humble people. Like you are both so sweet, and it's so nice to talk to you guys. Um,
Same.
what's your favorite cover that you guys have done together?
Oh man. Yeah, go ahead. Oh man. I Okay, so it's not a book cover. um because we only have right now, Tony and I think to my knowledge, I know we have book covers together, but like they're not released yet. So we only have that
Yeah.
one. But my favorite cover thus, yeah, Jess is coming. See, he even said in the comment, Jess is coming up is like awesome. But Tony's gonna laugh right now. My favorite cover is the magazine cover that we got on together for Delirium, and it's a boudoir shoot that we had done, and it's like all red lighting and everything. It
Yeah.
probably like that was a fun shoot to do. Yeah, he said, I guess. Yeah, that was probably my favorite cover that we have together so far. So far.
Do you guys have any joint projects coming up?
Um, hmm. Well, we have covers coming out. One, two. Tony can correct me if I'm wrong. I think we have three covers coming out. And we are currently working on a couple concepts together for like the winter time. Um, the photo shoots. So we actually do have one set in stone. I have a photo shoot coming up and Tony is going to be a part of it. I'm doing a mock on Krampus. So I'm
Oh,
Yes. So I'm very excited about that. And then we have a concept where we'll both like fully be in the shoot together. We're trying to book that out. We have a ton of book events next year that we're going to together.
okay. I need to know about all the events. I need to write them down.
I will send you I have an updated thing that I'm going to be releasing I think this week. I have an updated schedule. We have, I think, oh my gosh, I think we're at like 10 or 11 events for next.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So it's gonna be very busy. Plus, we're trying to fit in photo shoots in between all that.
So are you going with like the authors, or are you guys just going as uh I guess they would be vendors. What are,
Like an event model, just like tied to the
oh,
event. Um, so as of right now, we there are a few where we are featured models for the actual event, but um, in hand with that, we're also going with authors to those events. So we're being featured as an event model as well as going with authors. And then we have other events that we're going as just authors. Um, and I am trying, while my characters seem to disagree with me at this point, I am trying to go as an author next year, at the end of next year, to a book event. So we will see.
I think you can do it.
Eh. It's been a dry spell the past like 2 months, 3 months. It's been hard to write. So
Well, inspiration hits. You'll get it.
I hope so. And you know what? It always happens at like the weirdest times where I'm like I can't write anything, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna write this, and then I get home and it's like I have like 15 things I have to do, and by the time I'm ready to sit down and write, it's like, yeah, no, I'm ready to relax now.
I get that.
Yes.
What has been your favorite cover to do, whether a magazine, any kind of project?
Um, So with the magazine covers, I kind of just like do like the shoots and then like I'll find like genres or find like categories or topics that you like submit to. So whether it be Halloween or boudoir or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm trying to think. I guess my favorite, hmm, I think my favorite project to shoot, which is my favorite photo that I've taken, was with a photographer who's also a very dear friend of mine, Henry Riggs. And it was our second shoot together. It was, oh gosh, was it January? I want to say it was. And we were in a industrial warehouse and it was freezing. And we were just playing around with like a ton of different concepts. There was one with a whole bunch of like neon lights behind me, just simple, no makeup, and like a short, like sparkle dress. There was another one that we had done was covered in flowers. It was just all flowers all over me. Another one where we had taken baking flour and put it all over me, and I was flipping my hair backwards. And then my favorite project from that entire day and all the shoots that I've done, we did a dark art styled photo where I have a thorn crown on and he dumped like fake blood all over me.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is like my favorite. That was my favorite like shoot to like do so far. Others have come close to that, and I enjoy shooting with photographers. I enjoy all the concepts that I do, but that one just has like a special place in my heart because it kind of like geared me up for um, finding my passion in the darker art style stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely stands out on all of your socials too. Like, I mean, you're all of them's amazing, but like that one definitely stands out a little bit.
Mhm.
Um, so how many covers do you think you've done so far?
Um, what? Oh, okay. Sorry.
You're totally fine.
Um, so I have done, I think I've been on 30, 34 or 35 magazine covers. And I've been on one, two, three published book covers. And then I have another one, two, three, four, I think, four more coming out afterwards.
That's amazing.
Thanks.
So you have a lot of photos out there. How do you protect yourself from like AI or people stealing your work?
That's a good question. I'm not doing anything. um, I haven't had an issue yet with a run-in with AI or with anyone like taking my work. I feel like maybe I'm very fortunate in that aspect because I know a lot of people that have had issues with that. Um, I have a lot of friends and fans in the industry that like if somebody were to have taken a photo of me or done something with a photo and tried to use it in a different way that I would more than likely be notified pretty quickly. Um,
Yeah.
I've only had one issue where someone tried to take my photos and create a profile, but we shut that down in like 30 seconds.
Well, that's good. Poor Tony gets a new account. Somebody trying to take his stuff every other day.
Um, was it yesterday I had somebody reach out to me saying, "Hello, beautiful." And I'm like, "Oh gosh." I like to have fun with the accounts and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, where are you from?" "Oh, you're from Chicago, so am I." "Oh my gosh, blah blah blah."
Yeah, not that he's probably right next to you.
Which is what I say most of the time. I'm like, "It's so funny that like you think you're Tony Bretman because he's sitting right next to me or he is laying in bed next to me right now."
So, as a model, where do you find inspiration?
Hmm. I think there's a few places. So I find inspiration through music. So like I may be listening to a song and I'll have like an image pop into my head and I'm like, "Oh, this would be really great photo or a concept to do that would relate to this song." Um, I will scroll through Pinterest and I'll look at like drawings or I'll look at like cosplay characters or I'll look at like other ideas that may be like illustrated or something like that or a costume that I see and I'm like, I could definitely do that, or I can change this to make it look like that. And I'm also inspired by like my friends and other people in the industry. I see like a creative fire lit in them sometimes, and it kind of like
Mm-hmm.
ignites me and makes me want to aspire to be like that and to do those types of things. Um, I also love just like collaborating with photographers. If a photographer just reaches out to me, it's like, "Hey, do you want to work together?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they ask what I would like to do, and sometimes will give them full reign. And I'm like, "All right, these are the things that I don't do. So if you want to do something within the realm of what I like to do, like let's do it. Send me some ideas. Send me some concepts that you want to try and do."
Love that. Um, so, being a model, are you pretty strict on your diet and workout routine?
No. um, I used to be. I used to be. So this is coming from like a bodybuilder like mentality. Like I did competitive bodybuilding for 4 years straight. I competed in 11 shows. And afterwards I was still pretty strict with my diet. Um, Now I'm kind of at a point where like I can kind of control and like manipulate like how my like little things about my body in like a shorter amount of time. So I don't really have to be like super strict or anything. If I know I'm doing more of like a swimwear or like a boudoir style shoot, then maybe I'll like kind of like watch what I'm doing for like a couple weeks, but not necessarily like where I have to like diet down or like do crazy cardio or work out for like 15 hours a day sort of thing. Um, I also
Yeah.
believe that you shouldn't really have to do those types of things. I feel like every body is beautiful. And like for me, everybody goes through different stages of their life and different stages, like different body stages. And as you get older, sometimes you can't control a lot of those things. Um, so for me, I mean, like I said, like I kind of watch what I eat, but I don't really stress over it. I do go to the
Yeah.
gym a lot. Fitness is very important to me because it helps with my mental health. So I enjoy working out, going on the spin bike, going for walks, doing hikes, stuff like that. Um, but yeah, like I had a pretty healthy dinner and then I ate some chocolate chip cookies and some Oreos. So,
I just made chocolate chip cookies the other day, so.
oh my gosh, I love that.
um, what do you think the toughest thing about bodybuilding is?
Oh my gosh. I think trusting the process out of everything, like trusting the process. Um, every show was different for me. So every prep was different. Every peak week was different. Every night of was different. Every morning was different of the show. Um, each each step was different for me, and you have to do so many things to lead up to the point for, the day of the show, whether it be your diet, your working out, your suit, your spray tan, your hair, your makeup, um, making sure that your nails are right, making sure that everything's, your swimsuit's not all messed up or, your hair is not all teased out or whatever. And I think the hardest part for me was trusting the process through the whole thing because some preps were easier than others where like I would try and relate, like I would have a show, say in like December, and then I do a show in January, and I'm like, why doesn't my body look the same way that it did at this day as it was last month? And but then at the end of the prep, when I got on stage, I looked the same, if not better. So it's just for me
Yeah.
was trusting everything and knowing that like, okay, I may wake up and like gained 5 pounds overnight miraculously, but like understanding it was just body weight or water weight and
Yeah.
you know, yeah, trusting the process. Oh, and the fact that I couldn't just go and down ice cream or tacos like every day of the week.
Yeah, that's a little depressing.
Yeah. I will say though, when I competed in Worlds, I had my pump up meal. My coaches went and got me sushi. So that was like really awesome. I got to have sushi backstage. Everyone's eating rice cakes and like tablespoons of honey. And I'm like, I'm just gonna have my sushi.
Heck yeah.
Hmm.
Um, so tell us how you got started writing.
Ooh, that's a good one. Um, so I was in a community with a whole bunch of people that wrote poetry that were very vocal with like spoken words. So I used to go to like a lot of like speakeasies and open mic nights and hang out with my friends that wrote or wrote poetry or wrote music. And I was going through a really difficult breakup at the time. And I believe this was 2013. And a friend of mine that was in charge of a lot of the events that we went to had suggested that I try writing it. like writing my emotions, writing my feelings, purge that out of me. And I took his advice, and I wrote a poem, and I didn't like say anything. I didn't really like tell anybody about it. And we were at one of the events that he was hosting, and I had my book with me. Um, because since that day of writing, I had it with me all the time. Because, like I said, we didn't have iPhones or anything like that. You could plop it out and
Yeah.
put notes in or whatever. So I had my book with me all the time. I think I actually still have that book somewhere in this house. Um, and I had gotten up to use the bathroom and I left it down on the bench. And I should have known that that was going to be a mistake from the moment that I left it there. And my friend grabbed the book and he said, "Is this yours?" And I said, "Yeah." And he was like, "Well, what is it?" I'm like, "Oh, it's, just my writing book." And he was like, "Oh, you wrote?" And I was like, "Well, it's not, yeah, kind of." And he opened it and he saw that I had full poem. And he was like, "Okay, well, you don't have to read at this event, but you're going to have to read at the next event." And I was like, "No, I'm not reading. I'm
Uh-huh.
not reading." Well, lo and behold, the next event, um, he called me up to read. And I was sweating buckets. I was shaking. I was like, I do not like being this, like, contrary, oddly enough, I don't like being the front and center of attention. I'm on all these books and these magazines, but I'm like, I don't want to be the one front and center. And
Yeah.
I was just locked on the book. I didn't even look at the crowd. I remember thinking to myself the whole time reading this is I'm never gonna speak to him again. I cannot believe that he put me through this. And when I finished, so many people came up to me and congratulated me and said, "Don't stop writing." And I just started writing stuff down. I mean, things would just come to me if I was feeling a certain way or whatever. And years later, I started putting some of these things in different categories, I guess you could say. And as the categories began to grow with poems, these categories turned into names for books. And I said, "You know what? Let me give this a shot." And I didn't do anything on Barnes and Noble. I ended up printing my own book myself through Staples. And I printed about 10 copies. And this is my first chapbook, which is You, Me, and Somewhere in Between. And I did my own prints. I did my own thing, and gave them out to my friends. And everybody loved it. And I started doing more open mics, and I started getting invited to poetry events, and I started networking. And the more I started involving myself in that group, the more I started to write. And then experiences, relationships, mental health issues, um, medical issues that I went through, um, family, you know, issues. I just wrote about all of it, all of it. And I'm so thankful for my friend that kind of pushed me in this direction to write because I don't think I'd be where I'm at right now. Um, and now I have two bestsellers on Amazon, which is kind of crazy for my poetry. Um, but yeah, and now the novel stuff, which I never thought was ever going to happen. Um, I never thought that my brain would be capable enough to come up with a story, but life experiences kind of do that to you.
Yeah. Well, I love that you had a good support system. It's nice to have friends that give you that little bit of a push and believe in you.
Yeah.
So tell us about your novel that you're writing. What you can.
Sneaky, but I can. So it is going to be a 3-book series, hopefully. Um, in each of the books, you find out something new about the characters. It is a supernatural romance. Um, it is, how do I say this without giving a lot away? Um, okay, I will say this. You, as the reader, will be discovering things about the characters as they happen to the characters. So
I love
as
that.
you are reading, you and that character will be finding things out together. So it wouldn't be that like you were left out and now you're reading the book and you're finding out about the past. Like you are reading and learning at the same time as they are.
Oh, that sounds like it's going to have cliffhangers.
It does.
I love and hate it.
I know. I'm like writing what the epilogue will be for the end of this one. You're gonna be like, "Good, give me the second book."
Yeah, I'm so impatient anyway. So
I am too, and I feel bad. I don't like it. I don't like when I have to read it, and I'm gonna put everybody through it.
yeah, but like think of all the books that we love. Most of them end on some sort of cliffhanger that brings you right back.
Oh, and you know who does that? Bridget Hale. Ooh, oh, so mad at her books. I needed like I needed like therapy sessions after I think it was the third one because she's got a series of five. I would think it was after the third one, and I no, I texted her and I said, "Why do you have to do this? And where are these meetings that I can go to and discuss this with other people that are so distraught as I am? Like, I
Yes,
cannot wait for this fourth book. I cannot wait for this."
that's been me, Joe, and our friend Bailey on the Wolf King lately. We're obsessed with the Wolf King. Have you ever read that?
No.
So good. And we
Yeah.
did Audible. The
Okay.
narrators. Oh my gosh.
Mm. Also, big round of applause for our narrators, by the way. I
Yes.
I adore all of them. I've gotten the honor to meet a bunch of them at Sinful this past year, and it was a blast. A blast.
Yeah, I mean, they're bringing books to life with just their words. Like, if
Mm-hmm.
you think of a
Mm-hmm.
movie, you have all the props and everything, and they're
Yes.
they're doing it with the tone of their voice, and it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, can you share a moment from your personal life that inspired a scene or character?
So the whole book is oh, well, two of the characters already know that they're in it. Um, two of my friends already know that they are the characters in the book, so they won't be mad at me for this. But the characters are all based around people in my life, in this specific part of my life. Um, I think I might have talked about this on our podcast, maybe.
I think so.
So the Love You Back series that I wrote for my poetry, it has Book of Secrets, Notes Since You've Gone Away, and Bruised Not Broken. That was a series written for a very special person in my life. Um, I was in a relationship with somebody. We are still very good friends. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. He joined the military, and it just ended that he didn't want to take me through that journey of waiting for him to be done. Um,
Yeah.
but we are still super close. We talk all the time. Um, but he inspired a lot of that poetry. So this is my journey through our relationship. So this book is loosely based off of our relationship, but obviously it's supernatural. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously me and the other characters are not supernatural, so um,
Yeah.
but there are definitely scenes in that book that happened. Maybe not the exact way, but like pieces of the scenes that actually did happen. So there's a scene where they get face painted and their face is painted, and oh yeah, it's there's a lot of laughing and a lot of crying in this. So they get their faces painted, and that whole scene
Oh,
that actually happened in real life. So
well, I'm excited to read it.
thanks.
If if you need ARC readers, I'm available.
Yes,
Are you
I
going to
have
do
a.
ARC or beta?
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, yes. Right now I have my lovely partner reading it as I go. He's got a few chapters to catch up on now. But Tony's been reading it, and what I love the most about him is he is so brutally and genuinely honest. What the heck the dogs are barking for? So brutally and genuinely honest and does not sugarcoat anything. So he is helping me be a better writer um, with a lot of this. And he actually knows a lot of these, like the scenes that like happen. So he actually like knows because I've told him about like he's seen photos from the experiences and stuff that happened throughout the book. Um, and he knows the characters that are in the book, like the real life characters that are in the book.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been really awesome with this, letting me know if I need to amp something up, take something back. Um, there's a part in the book where I thought I didn't need to expand, and now I have expanded, and now it is adding 3 or 4 more chapters to the book. So thanks to him. But yeah, I will be posting about ARC and beta readers for sure.
I'm excited for you guys and you.
Thanks.
Um,
Thanks.
so going from poetry to uh, fantasy. Well, is it fantasy? Sci-fi?
Yeah, like sci-fi, supernatural. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you go about building that world?
Honestly, I guess so. For this one, I think it was pretty easy because I already had the characters laid out because they're based off of real people in the storyline. So it was
Mm-hmm.
just building the characters in a supernatural being or supernatural form and then adding supernatural aspects to the scenes that already had happened. Um, so this one has been decently easy, like kind of easy. The research on certain things has not been that easy. um, Finding names for the characters were pretty easy. Um, but I think the transition of understanding certain aspects and mechanics of different things in the supernatural realm and making it like true to its true form, that was a bit of a leap, a little jump for me to do. Yeah, if people were to look at my Google search history right now from me writing, I probably would be questioned. Um, I am. I guess with jumping into writing novels, moving away from poetry and writing books or novels, it kind of like opened Pandora's box, and now I can't keep it in. So I have like 8 different books kind of working themselves
Wow.
out. Yeah. But those have been a little bit more difficult because there's been a lot more research because I'm character building and world building things that don't exist in like in real life, in my real life. So I can get back to you on that question when I'm pounding my face into the table at like 2 a.m. when I can't figure things out.
So are they all going to be supernatural based?
Um, no. I have I have the three books in this one series, and then there's two sister books that come off of that series from characters. Yeah.
Ooh.
So I'm excited about that. But those are all supernatural. I have kind of like a heaven and hell one that I'm working on. I have like a Greek god one that I'm working on. And I have a cat and mouse, which is not supernatural. And I have a like a hired hitman couple duo kind of thing, which is also not supernatural. So I have two that are not right now.
I'm gonna have a whole bookshelf just dedicated to Jessie.
I just got to get through this one. I keep joking. I'm like my best friend Randy. I tell her all the time. I'm like, you need to get me to just focus on one. I was like, tell all the other characters to shut their mouths, and I just need to focus on this one. And she's like, no, let them talk, and I'll make the other ones angry, and then they'll finally start talking.
It does seem to be a common thing. Like when you start one, others start too. Like, and you
Yes.
kind of just have to go.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Jessa Aarons. I don't know if you know who she is. She's an author. She will randomly message me on Facebook and she'd be like, why did this character now tell me that they want a different book or this and that? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel this in my soul.
Um. So, do you listen to music while you're writing? And if so, what's your playlist?
So you can actually look up my playlists if you purchase Love You Back. So the series Love You Back, in that book, um, Notes Since You've Gone Away and Bruised Not Broken had a playlist in their original book. So their original standalone, those two had songs for each poem that I wrote.
Yeah.
And then when I created Love You Back, the series collection, Book of Secrets did not originally have music. So it is a special edition in that series collection, and all of those poems will have all those poems have songs attached to them as well.
I love that.
And for my novels, I have in my in my Apple Music, I have books, and then I have the book titles, and then songs in those book titles.
Are these
So
public playlists?
they are not yet, but I am definitely going to do that for the books when they come
Yeah.
out. Most of the chapters will have songs, like a lyric from that song at the beginning on the page for that book, for that chapter, with the name of the song and the artist, and then it'll go into the chapter. So music is a huge, huge, huge part of my writing.
Well, I love how thought out it is already. Do you have everything outlined already in storyboarding or anything?
Yep. The only thing the only thing I'm having a trouble with is the cover. Right now, I am in like 300 different directions. Um, Ironically enough, the sister book from this series already has a cover. I my brain just doesn't, it picks and chooses things it wants to work on, not in any specific order, that would help me. Um, but I have the entire book is mapped out in like chapters or like points for each chapter. And as I write each chapter, I put the what chapter number it is and then like the song that'll go with it, and then I upload it to my Google Doc my Google Doc, and then Readsy, which is like my word count program that I use to kind of like organize and see how much I've written in that day or how many words and blah blah blah. but I have a lot of it mapped out. I have merch in my head for like stickers, bookmarks, art and stuff like that. I have some of that kind of mapped out in my head. Um, but I'm sure it'll change. Just like I've had to rewrite this first, I don't know, I had 14 chapters, right? And I had to written and I had to rewrite it twice. So yeah, I'm sure it'll change.
Well, I'm super excited. I can't wait.
Thanks.
Ha- are you self-publishing?
Yes. So I'll do self-publishing through Amazon.
That's awesome. Have you thought about traditionally published, or you're just ready to get it out there? When
I've thought about it. I feel like I kind of like the idea of like having it on Amazon and doing it like myself. Um,
Mhm. A lot more
I
freedom. Yeah.
would, yeah, absolutely. And then that also gives me the freedom to do special editions, which I also have planned out. It gives me the freedom to go through different print um,
Hmm.
companies that if I want to have black pages or if I want to have um, like holographic stuff on there or if I want different colors for different things, it like gives me a lot more freedom to do things on my own. Um, it's harder when you go through a publishing company because sometimes they may not want you to do certain events or they may not want you to promote on certain platforms or do different things. And I don't know, I kind of like the indie aspect or
Yeah,
the indie style of it. Yeah.
I get that. It gives you a lot more freedom, and you get to work with a lot of amazing people that you want to work
Hmm.
with. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, have you hidden any secrets in your books that only certain people will know about?
Like what?
Um, I guess it's just little moments or any. Well, since yours is supernatural, like if there's something that gives someone strength that's personal to them.
Um, so some of the names that are used, certain people that, um, the characters, like if you read my book, you would have no idea who the characters were because you've never met my friends that are the said characters. But my friends that are going to be reading this will be like, "Oh my God, that's totally you," or "Oh my gosh, that's totally you," sort of thing, or "That's totally something you would say," or that "Oh my gosh, I remember wearing that," or something like that. So, um,
Yeah.
while I like am very vocal about how it's like it's a personal the book is like some of my personal experiences in my personal life. Um I wanted to keep it still personal to me and my friends that like there are a lot of things throughout the book that are special because we experienced it together and nobody was there during that and they don't know what actually happens. Like there's pieces in the book, but like the whole thing is not like we go to a fair in there. The whole night obviously is not detailed for detail through the whole thing, and there's obviously a lot of pieces that are made up, but
Yeah.
there are certain things that happen that night that are in there, or certain things that are said, or certain things that happened um, that we all know because we were there and it was funny. So we'll like remember in our head like that exact moment.
Have you had a scene so far that was harder to write than other scenes?
Yes. Um, there's a scene that I am actually currently having a really hard time going back to. I have it halfway written in like pieces because every time I've tried to fully immerse myself in the moments and remember the moments that happened during this scene in my real life, I get really emotional and I have to put it down because it was really hard.
Yeah.
Um, but then I'll pick up another scene and it's super easy. And then I'll go back to that and write a paragraph and then I have to leave it again and stuff. So there's one that stands out right now. And then there's like two that I'm having a hard time writing just because I'm just having a hard time like coming up with the scene out of thin air because it didn't exist in the world that I was in. So
Yeah. Just finding the right emotions.
mhm.
Does anybody have any questions for Jessie?
If not, that's okay.
uh, so what are some authors that you draw inspiration from?
Authors that I draw inspiration from. Oh. So Vera Fox, she not only inspires me to like think outside the box with my characters and reading her books encourage me to write very detailed scenes. Oh, Tony, why am I so pretty? Stop. Um, she like reading her books has helped continuously push me forward in writing more detailed scenes because when you start seeing your word count near the like the 77,000 and you still have like 7 chapters or 8 chapters left to write, you start to get a little choky, like, you know, my throat
Yeah.
starts to hurt because I'm like, oh gosh. But reading her books and her saying that to her, it doesn't matter if it takes her 200 words or 200 pages or 500 pages to get out
Yeah.
what she has to. It doesn't matter. Your reader is going to want to read it because of the way that you're writing it, because of how detailed you are, because of how you tell the story, how you give the vision. So I draw a lot from her and her writing styles. And also, too, she is a phenomenal friend. So if I'm ever feeling like my brain is going to explode from doing this, I'll text her. Um, and she helps me out with some of like the minor, like puts me back on track. Um, my girlfriend, Rochelle Stevenson, she is also an author. But I always forget her author name because I call her by her real name. So Rochelle Stevenson. She writes historical romances, but she does write paranormal, like Shifter. She and I met at Meet in Milwaukee last year, and we have not stopped talking since that day. And she has been my backbone in all of this. I draw a lot of inspiration from her in a way that helps put me on task, I guess. And she will send me snippets of her books that she's writing or
Mhm.
scenes. And then it like pushes me to be like, oh my gosh, yeah, okay. So now I need to write a scene because that just reminded me to write this part about mine. Um, and then I have like other authors that like are just like amazing people and amazing friends, and they just inspire me to keep going. Jessa Aarons is one of them. Chloe Summers is another one. There are so many. Oh my gosh, there's so many to name. Um, but yeah, I think in terms of writing and my style of writing and keeping true to my style of writing, I think Vera Fox is definitely the one that stands out the most to me, that pushes me with that.
Uh, Aurora asked about events before
In
2026.
2026. Okay, so off the top of my head, okay, here we go. So I have TNT and C. I have Sinful Signings. I have Deadwood. I have Galena. I have Romance in Chicago, I think it's called. We have, oh, Tony would know. Oh my gosh. Possibly Meet Me in Milwaukee. Oh my gosh. We have so many. Like you said, I think we have like 11 or 12 and we are already booking out for 2027 right now too.
Are
Or
you guys going to a Polycon?
I don't think we are. Are we? Are we going to a Polycon? He would know. I have no idea. I don't think so. Was that a no? Are you home? Oh, hey. No, we're not. We're not going to that event.
I wondered if that was him or a kid because as soon as I asked that, it said no, and I was like, oh. Hey, Tony. Um, okay, so let everybody know where to find you. She does have a website.
I do. So I have a website. Off the top of my head, I have no idea what it's called, but you can go to my Instagram, and my Instagram has my link tree. So my Instagram is tattoo underscore Jessie. So it's Jessie. And in that is my link tree, and it has um, all the way at the bottom, it has my Facebook, my TikTok, it has my author page, it has my modeling page, like my modeling website. Um, I have like links to like my affiliates and stuff. I think I have a link for my recent release all at once. Um, I feel like I should probably, I think on my website, I have to update that, but my website should have my list of events for 2026, hopefully in the next couple weeks. But
Yeah.
my Instagram, I said, is tattoo underscore Jessie. I believe my TikTok, which you guys can see it here. My Facebook, I think, is tattoo Jessie Lynn. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, I had to change them. My Instagram's
Well,
always been Tattoo Jessie, but like my Facebook was like one name, was a different name for a while. My TikTok was, I had to change because somebody had the tattoo underscore Jessie, and yeah.
God. Her website is Tattoo Jessie 9.
Oh, okay, perfect. Awesome. Yeah, I
Um,
couldn't, because it's on Wix and I can't remember what they give you for the, yeah.
when you publish your series, are you going with Jessie Lynn or?
So I haven't 1,000% decided, but I don't need to be signing. Like, I'm already getting confused signing like my poetry books are Tattoo Jessie and my modeling prints are like Jessie Lynn. So I think for the sake of my sanity and me not messing up signing a book the wrong name, I think I'm gonna stick with Jessie Lynn.
That makes sense.
So to yeah, to keep like that, like the modeling and like the book stuff, not the poetry
Separate.
stuff isn't books, but like um yeah, I think I'm gonna keep those separate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, ma'am, it's been so much fun. Thank you so much
Thanks.
for. I'm sorry, it's making me do a puzzle.
Oh, because it times you out.
Yeah. It's been so much fun. Thank you for hanging out.
Of
Keep us
course.
updated. We'll
Yes.
have you back next year.
Yes, I would love
Um,
that. Please follow my links or any of my social media. I have some exciting things hopefully launching in 2026. May or may not include some merch. So So please follow me so you guys can stay up to date with all of my upcoming events, all of my upcoming projects that I'm doing, and just follow me so we can hang out and interact in the social media world.
And she's super awesome, and her boyfriend's super awesome, so
Yeah,
you'll
come
never
hang
not
out
be
with me and
entertained.
Tony. Come hang out with me and Tony at an event.
That would be so much fun. I'm gonna stalk you guys next year.
Do it, do it, do it. We're so excited. So many people have reached out to us with like some of the events that we're going to, and it's like it always feels like that coming home, especially when we do Galena and Deadwood. Like all of our family is like there, that we only really get to see at those specific times during the year. So we would love for everybody, if you can make it to an event at all next year, any of our events, come to the event, support the awesome authors first and foremost. Come hang out with everybody, the models, the authors, the narrators, the vendors. Yeah, come hang out with all of us.
I hope so. Do you have any? Do you know of any on the East Coast?
We are trying. So I'm originally from New Jersey. So we are trying. There aren't many out on the East Coast though, right?
There are just
It's hard because
Boston.
yeah, well, and also too, the hard part is that like a lot of them conflict with the same
At the same
events
time,
that
yeah.
yeah, it's same because they try and keep them separate, like because it's two
Yep.
different parts, but not going to the East Coast is not off of our list. It's like not off of our list. So like we definitely are trying. Oh, we will be TNT and C will be in North Carolina.
Oh, that's not too far.
Yeah. That is a phenomenal event.
Polycon's in Connecticut.
Oh, Polycon's in Connecticut. That's a little bit for us.
Oh, I thought it was in Washington.
So that was in Washington.
Which one?
Polycon was in
Oh,
Washington.
it's in Washington.
Oh, she thought it was in Washington. What's the one we're doing in Washington?
Wicked Readers.
Wicked Readers will be there.
Tacoma.
Ooh.
Washington.
My husband's actually working in Baltimore right now, so.
Oh.
Huh.
Yeah, so I will send you, I have to update because you have to, what's the one we're doing with Becca Jameson? Flirty in Kansas City. So I have to update that. That's February 7th. I have to update that on my list. And then I'll send you, give me a day or two, I'll send you the actual print that I have of the image, and then I'll upload everything so everybody can see, and then I got to add it to my website and stuff.
Yeah. If you guys want, you can join our Disco server and post any of your events or any updates on your books.
Send me that.
Okay.
Awesome sauce. Hayla! She comes in at the very end.
Well, it was so much fun talking to you. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh. Same.
Always.
Thank you.
Aw.
Yeah, I would love to come back. You should have Tony and I together. That'd be a fun time.
I'm here for it.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I think we've talked about that before when Tony was on.
Yeah.
And now that we know you, we're just obsessed with you. So.
Oh, hey. Awesome.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Right. Good night, guys. Bye.